welcome to the 7th race of the AKG Cup Series, season number 5. We are here at the Texas Motor Speedway for the Autodesk 500. It's the 7th race of the season, 84 laps tonight around this 1.5 mile speedway here in Texas, Fort Worth, Texas. It should be a very interesting race. Last season was the first time we raced on the repaved Texas. This is our second time here, and last year's race was very interesting, and I'm sure this year will be very good as well. Looking forward to it today here at the Texas Motor Speedway, 7th race of the season, so still plenty of time left. After tonight's race there are 9 races left before the chase begins, so still plenty of time for drivers to get themselves in position to get into the top 16. We'll get to the starting lineup rolling on the bottom of the screen as always, and it is our points leader Tristan Allen, who grabs his 11th Cup Series pole and his first at Texas, and joining him on the front row, Colin Denton, second for the second straight week. Row 2, Brandon Bent makes it an all DW Motorsports top 3, and Dawson Miller in the 48. Row 3, Kelly Lee with her best start of the year, and our last winner in the series, Alexander Rowe. Row 4, William Brock in the number 1, and last year's pole sitter and race winner, Jack Hawkins. Row 5, Jake Rogers in the New York 98 this week, and Henry Gore in the 72, rounding out the top 10. Row 6, Julio Caesar second last week, and Noah Clifton is once again the highest starting rookie in the field. Row 7, former winner here, Cody Smart back in season number 1, and Kian Rowley in the number 10's had a very good start to his season. Row 8, Jared Owen with a great qualifying spot once again, and Carter Friesen got his best finish of the season here last year. Row 9, Simon Nichols in the number 3, and Mitchell Collins is the highest starting NS Racing Ford, and rounding out the top 20, Benny Watson, who's had an exceptional start to his season, and another former winner here, Dominic Anthony, won back here in season 2. So you see the rest of the starting lineup rolling on the bottom of your screen. 84 laps here around the Texas Motor Speedway. 7th race of the season. 9 races to go after this one before the chase begins. So, as mentioned, plenty of time for guys to move their way into a challenging position. But you don't want to have a bad run here today, because if you do, you are obviously more likely to fall outside the top 16 or fall away from the top 16. And we'll see how it goes. 42 drivers, should be a good race. Really looking forward to it. Tristan Allen, as mentioned, of course, is the points leader coming into today's race, I should say. He starts on the pole, and it's been an interesting year. Jake Rogers, his teammate, is second in points in the 98. And I mean, DW Motorsports, they're 1 and 2 in the points, but they have not won. They've only won the 1 race so far this year. So very interesting. You see the guy behind the 14, Brandon Bent. At this stage last year, after 7 races, had 3 wins on the season. He has yet to go to victory lane so far this year. There's the race info. 7th race of the season, 84 laps. There should be 2 to 3 pit stops tonight rather than the 1 to 2 as we have seen in recent weeks. Pace cars on pit road, and Tristan Allen and Colin Denton are going to lead the field to green. And away we go. We are racing at Texas. Down the back for the first time, Brandon Bent in the number 27. Looking to try and take the lead away immediately here from Tristan Allen. A lot of the time this year, we have not seen the pole sitter lead the first lap, and Allen on that outside under a lot of pressure, and it looks like Brandon Bent in the 27 will lead the opening lap here at the Texas Motor Speedway. And Kelly Lee right behind in the 76. Bent, can he clear? He will, so Brandon Bent clears for the race lead. Here comes Kelly Lee, second at Las Vegas, but hasn't had a particularly flash season so far. Besides that, she's now going for a second. A great qualifying run, trying to get past Tristan Allen in the 14, but it is still Brandon Bent race lead in that number 27. The 76 trying to get to the inside now of the 27. They're going to be side by side down that back straightaway. The Lexmark Dodge can't quite stay alongside the 27. You can see already that outside lane, as we've seen a lot of times at tracks this year, has been pretty strong so far. There's Colin Denton. He's moved his way to the inside. Had a good run going at Homestead. Started second there too, but was involved in an incident, finished way down the order. Currently at the moment, second or third on the inside lane as Kelly Lee continues to work on Brandon Bent. And they're still side by side on that back straightaway. We'll see if the 76 can get it done. Brandon Bent, as you see there, 3 wide. Allen's getting shuffled back in the 14. Oh, that was very close back in there. That was Rogers and Allen nearly making contact. The teammates, 1 and 2 in points as mentioned before, nearly made contact, but Kelly Lee, can she clear the 27? Brandon Bent got the lap led at the line. Can't quite yet, but might do it here in the 3 and 4. We'll have to see. Still side by side, continuing to battle for this race lead. Lee gets it at the line. Denton behind. There's Julio Caesar. Comes into this race 4th in the points. Our Phoenix winner and 2nd last time out. He's had a very good season so far, Julio Caesar in the 25. Currently the highest Nicotech driver in the field. Denton down to the inside of Brandon Bent for 2nd. And now trying to get to the inside of Lee for the race lead here. Colin Denton in the 21. Going to be side by side at the line. I think Denton got it. Yes, he did. Colin Denton takes the race lead away, and Caesar all over the back of the 21. Trying to get to the inside, but not be able to do so. And the 21 of Colin Denton taking the race lead away. Hasn't had a great year, Colin Denton, in his first at DW Motorsports, but out in front at the moment at Texas. Here comes Kelly Lee back to the inside of the 25 here of Julio Caesar, trying to take that 2nd place away here on lap number 8. And Allen has found his way back to the inside. That's Jared On back in there. That orange Toyota having a very good run, currently up in the top 10. He is 6th at the moment. You see there, double file. 2 lots of double file in front. We'll see, can Lee clear? Looks like Lee will be able to clear the 25. So Lee now up into 2nd place, and Denton is trying to stretch away. As here comes Allen to the inside, looking to make it a DW 1-2. Off into turn 1 and 2. Of course, these two guys, the 14 and the 21, they were miles ahead of everyone else in qualifying. So we'll see here. Can Allen, we've seen 76 not giving up, but Allen has that inside lane, has got a bit of support as well, and that helps the cause here at Texas. And now Jake Rogers in that 98, that black and red car. New colours for him this week, Dockside Logistics. He's now at that inside, and Allen is going to get past up into 2nd place, and now trying to hunt down this man, Colin Denton, who be relishing being out in front of everyone else at the moment in that number 21, having an excellent performance in the Coca-Cola Ford. Allen is now up to 2nd, and Rogers trying to get past, and he does. So Rogers up into 3rd, and Brandon Bent is now up into 4th. So DW 1, 2, 3, and 4. There is Rogers. And under attack here from Bent, so DW 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the moment. They had a great effort in qualifying. All 4 cars in the top 10. 3 of their cars in the top 3. So at the moment, having a very, very strong outing. And it's the kind of run they needed, because they've been competitive, but they're not leading the team's championship. So currently 1, 2, 3, and 4 will do them a world of good. As Denton continues to lead here in the number 21. Allen is trying to reel him in here in the 14. As mentioned, of course, these two guys were far and away quicker. They were a 10th and a bit up on the 27 of Brandon Bent. That's how far ahead they were in qualifying. So expect the 21 to be very competitive here with this 14. Allen is closing in here on lap 12 of 84. So still a long way to go in this one. Allen is now trying to get... He's on the bumper of the 21 here and might try and make a move here for this race lead. We'll have to see. Won't be able to do it yet. As they're starting to single file back in there. There's Rogers in the 98, Bent. Simon Nichols in the 3 started 17th. He's up into the 5th position, so good start for him. Kelly Lee's in 6th. In that number 76, Jack Porkins. Noah Clifton, highest rookie in the field at the moment. Currently in the chase at the moment. In that number 6, having a very good showing so far. Our last winner of the last, or 2 of the last 3 races, Alexander Rowe, in that number 51. Winner at Auto Club and Homestead last week. So having a very, looking to get another one here is Porkins, of course, our winner here last year in the 71. He's trying to get to the inside of the team that he used to drive for, the 76 Premier Racing Motorsports, won this race with them a year ago because they were driving fours back there. So we got a change for the lead, or at least a battle for the lead, as here comes Allen to the inside of Denton. They're going to be side by side on this back straightaway. And we'll see here the 14 to the inside of the 21, and he will get it, I think. So Tristan Allen now moves to the front of the field. Here comes Rogers in the Dockside 98 this week. And he is going to get past Denton as well on that outside and make challenge Tristan Allen for the race lead, but he will not be able to get to the inside anyway. And Rogers will clear. Well, not quite. Brandon Bent on the 27 as well. He's trying to get to the inside of Denton and up into the third position. Of course, Nichols has pulled away from Kelly Lee back in there. So the top five kind of broken away just a little bit. But we've seen here at Texas they can all kind of bundle back together if they do get enough drafting help, as Nichols is going to clear, or was going to get past Colin Denton. Maybe not clear yet. He will not. They're still side by side. He's going to try and go to the inside here. Brandon Bent trying to make it a 2-for-1 deal. It looks like he may get it too. So Nichols, Autodesk Fusion 360 on the car this week. Long-time sponsor of Simon. He is now up into third position as Denton is trying to get back past Brandon Bent. Kelly Lee is closed back into these guys, so she's trying to get back into the top five. Bent's stuck on the outside. And may come under more pressure here because Porkins and Rowe, a couple of different Toyotas back in there. Rowe's going to make it. He's going to get to the inside of Jack Porkins and try and make a 3 wide. Got to be careful here. Don't want to wreck. And side by side to the line, Alexander Rowe is now up into. It's now got around Brandon Bent. Here comes the 71 to the inside. Porkins. That is for 7th. And we'll see here. They're going to be side by side on this back straight away. Surprisingly, neither of these guys have actually won so far this year, but Porkins looking to change that today. He is going to get past, and here comes the third Gifford Tridink Toyota. Henry Gore in the 72 easily gets past Brandon Bent. Noah Clifton in the 6 will try and get to the inside as well. He won't be able to do it. Brandon Bent will hold on at the moment. Clifton currently rounding out the top 10 as Rogers running a slightly lower line there. Haven't seen that very often this weekend. May not pay off for him because here goes Nichols to the inside for the second position. So Nichols has been on the charge since the beginning, of course, as mentioned earlier. Started from 17th, but has moved his way now up into the second position. He's got help from Denton behind in the number 21. So Nichols will get past and Denton will get past as well. So Rogers hung out to dry on that outside, although he is going to try and fight back. I don't think he'll be able to. Denton can't quite clear. Now Denton's going to dive to the inside here of Nichols, so the battle's on for second once again. And good to see this kind of speed from Denton. We haven't seen it all year, but showing a lot of it here early on, and he is going to get back up to the second position quite quickly. And now Rogers is going to make it a DW 1, 2, and 3 at the front of the field as Nichols is going to fall back on that outside. Kelly Lee on the move in the 76. While all this is going on, Tristan Allen is running away here in the 14. This is what he wants to see. And they're going to be... Oh, he likes what he sees, of course. He's looking for that 11th win. He is the points leader, yet 2-1 so far this year. He does get a flyby of the field here. If he does get that elusive 11th win this year, Tristan Allen, well, today would tie him with Cyrus Mier as the winningest driver in the Cup Series history. Take a look back throughout the field. We need to talk about this car. Car number 53, formerly driven by Patrick Fabian, now driven by Addison Steinbach this week. A bit of a driver change there, and Steinbach not doing too badly at the moment in the number 53. He is ahead of Cody Smart. Diego Yepes back in there and trying to help Richard Fridge get past Carter Friesen. So Steinbach, this is his first start since Homestead of Season 4, so I mean, hasn't missed too much racing, but it is good to see him back in the field in that 53. And looking back in here, DW103, Henry Gore's been on the move here as well. He's now up into 4th position in the 72, and he would love a top 5 today. He hasn't had the greatest seasons, to be honest. Being consistent though, he's consistently got very decent finishes, and currently at the moment putting him in a decent position in the points. Nichols, then Lee back in here, currently in the 6th position. Julio Caesar in the 25. Jack Porkins in the 71. Brand Bet to the inside here of Clifton. And you see Rally here in the 10. I talked about Keen Rally. He's had a good start to the year. He's done better than I thought he would have. But yeah, currently at the moment, we're just inside the top 10. There's Alexander Rowe. Dawson Miller in the number 48. Haven't seen a lot of him today. Clifton in the 6. Willie Brock's had a good year so far. Oh, hasn't had a great year so far, I should say. But this guy has. Penny Watson has finished in the top 5 3 times this year. So, you know, he's had a great year. Christian Vargas is having a good run here in the 43. Haven't seen him up in the top 20 much this year. As I think we got a yellow on the racetrack. Oh, big hit. Big hit. Nathan Ormond. And that is Lorenz Marker as well. 2-car accident in turns 3 and 4. And the yellow is out for the first time today. Big time crash. And, well, I think we were about to have pit stops anyway. I was going to bring them up because they do go around 29 laps around here. So we're pretty close to our first round of pit stops here. So we'll follow with Tristan Allen, of course, our race leader, down the pit road. So we'll see here. And everyone you would expect to come down this time. And look at the damage on those 2 cars. They got seriously tangled up together. We'll figure out what happened to them. But we'll follow with these guys first. See what happens off the pit road. Alan, of course, has the benefit of the closest pit stall to pit exit. So we'll see here. It should be 4 tyres and fuel for everyone. Gas for everyone. I'd be surprised if anyone took 2. And it looks like that's the go-to. Looks like everyone will be taking 4 as expected. And Alan wins the race off pit road. I think Rogers jumped the 21. So he's now up into second. Gore and Nichols running at the top 5. So pit stops done. Tristan Allen wins the race off of pit road. We'll take a look what happened to trigger the yellow for the first time today. Lorenz Marga and Nathan Ormond. Big crash on lap 27. Here's what happened to trigger the yellow. I think Dominic Anthony here in the 39. A little bit frustrated with Lorenz Marga here because he drives it in pretty hard and drives it right into the left rear and takes him out. Big hit. Hard in the wall for the 08. And then watch this. This does not... Look at it. They were all very fortunate here. Nathan Ormond was not. He was the last car in line. And unfortunately, when you have a car coming down the racetrack, not much Nathan Ormond could have really done about that. To be honest, all those guys trying to race back to the line. And yeah, tough break for the 56. Besides Atlanta, who's had a rough year so far. On board here with Dominic Anthony. We'll take a look at this. It's been the thick of the action so far this year. Just drove it in very hard and just kind of took him out there. Very weird accident, to be honest. It was not like his Auto Club one with Arthur Xavier. Xavier came down. This one he kind of just drove in there and pretty much took him out. So maybe a little bit of frustration of where he's running potentially. That's a hard hit on Nathan Ormond. A lot of damage to both those cars there. Tough break for them. We'll take you back to the restart. Coming back to the green this time, Tristan Allen is the race leader in the number 14, of course, coming off of pit stops there. Jake Rogers in second, Colin Denton in third, Henry Gore in fourth, and Simon Nichols running out the top 5. So, of course, those 2 cars, Lorenz Marga and Nathan Ormond, are the only 2 cars out of the race. We still have 40 cars left on the racetrack, so we've still got plenty of time for things to completely change around in this one. Going to be coming to go with over 50 laps remaining. So still plenty of time. So we'll have half the race remaining. So we'll get ready to roll here. Allen, the leader in the 14, looking to get career win number 11. Jake Rogers, of course, looking for his second win of the year and career win number 10. To tie Tristan Allen on the second all-time winning list. Colin Denton, of course, has never won in the Cup Series. Henry Gore looking for his first win since Season 3. Simon Nichols looking for his first win in over a season. We're back to racing here at Texas. There's a good jump for Tristan Allen in the 14. And Colin Denton's already going for the second position underneath the Jake Rogers. Good restart for him. Poor restart for Rogers. as he's going to fall back on that outside lane to third position and maybe even further, because here comes Henry Gore in that 72. It's probably his best showing of the season so far. He's up into the third position. Simon Nichols in the 3, up into the 4th position. And you see that's Julius Caesar the inside as well. His teammate is now Nichols going to the inside of Gore for the 3rd position. Nichols, of course, had a strong car early on, but you see the run that the outside got there, and Henry Gore just blasted past Simon Nichols, and now he's going for 2nd underneath of Colin Denton here. Side by side here off of 4. Gore able to hang with Colin Denton down the front straightaway, but I don't think... Oh, he's still there. He's able to drive it in. He's still side by side here through 1 and 2 as Alan pulling away from these guys. Still side by side into 3 and 4. We've seen plenty of side by side racing so far in this one. Gore on the inside, Denton on the outside. Gore at the line gets the 2nd position, but he's not done with it yet. He's going to try and clear him, and I think he will. Here comes Caesar in the 25. He's now up into 3rd place. He got a very good run through 1 and 2 here, and he might challenge Henry Gore for 2nd, and he will. Off into turns 3 and 4. The 25 finished 2nd last week at Homestead, 3rd at Auto Club, Phoenix winner. He's had a great year so far, Julio Caesar. And he, right now, goes up into 2nd position, and he's going to bring Simon Nichols with him. So a couple of Nicotech Chevrolets going up into the 2nd and 3rd positions here. And Nichols won't be able to clear Henry Gore on that outside straight away. Gore's going to give it a bit of a fight. Let's see, the outside lane has at times worked today, but inside lane looks like it may prevail this time. Nichols trying to get past the 72. He comes to 3rd of the Nicotech cars. This is Kean Rally. Jack Pawkins looking back in here. How about this guy? First start since Homestead last year, and Addison Steinbach is getting past Kelly Lee. So Steinbach had a very good pit stop, and now all of a sudden is in the top 10 currently, going for 9th position. So this is a fantastic run for Steinbach. Richard Fritsch as well. He's trying to get into the top 10 in the 26 owner driver. He's gone past the 76 and now going to the inside of the 53. So as they're 3 wide behind, here goes William Brock in the number 1 to the inside. Kelly Lee's going to get shuffled. He's going to be hung out to dry on that outside lane. Alexander Rowe in the 51 got a good run through the middle. And Caesar and Nichols cleared the 72, and now they're going to try and hunt down Tristan Allen, our race leader. Still over half the race to go here, and I don't know in terms of pit stops. They came in on lap 28, which is about the fuel range for this race. And of course, do the maths, 84 divided by 3 is around about 3. I think it's exactly 3 actually. So these guys will be touch and go if we do stay green, or we do get a caution around lap 55, 56. Caesar has closed in on the back here of Tristan Allen, and now we're looking to try and find a way around that number 14. Trying to take the lead, get his 2nd win of the year. Nichols back in there. There's Denton. He's in 5th at the moment in the number 21. Still having a very good run, even though he's not really up there. How about Steinbach? He's now challenging Jake Rogers. This is a welcome return. He only has 2 career top 5s. Daytona 500 in Season 4, finished 5th, and Richmond in Season 4, where he finished 5th as well. So, 2 career top 5s, 2 career top 10s, and on return at the moment, running in the 9th position. An excellent run for him, and William Brock's now made his way into the top 10 as well for Hedgel Motorsports. So Caesar, now it's a matter of getting around Allen, and to be honest, that 14 looks very quick so far in this race. We're looking back down the order. There's our last season's winner here, Jack Pawkins. He is still right up in contention, 7th at the moment, and still within striking distance. Looking back down the order, Carter Friesen here, going to the inside of Alexander Rowe. He finished 14th here last year in a car that didn't make a lot of races. Only the 6 starts last year for Carter Friesen, but he's been solid so far this year, and he's now going to the inside of Alexander Rowe for, I don't know where that is in the field. There's Brandon Bent. He fell back on the pit stops a little bit, and now he's trying to make his way back through the field in the number 27. And I'll tell you what, it's been one of those years for Brandon Bent. Hasn't had a great time. 27 feels like every time he tries to get up front and puts himself in position for a win, it just something happens. The top two are kind of broken away from Nichols back in there, who's under a lot of pressure from Henry Gore. Although Julio Caesar running a slightly higher line through 1 and 2 probably doesn't help his cause. And there goes the 72 to the inside. I was just about to mention, Gore looked like he was ready to attack this 3. And he's going to do it right now. Henry Gore in the 72. Can he get something done to get around this number 3? Side by side down this front straightaway. And it looks like Gore's not going to give up. He's got Denton. Denton's going to get shuffled to the high lane. No, he won't. He'll slot back to the inside. Nichols trying to get a run on the high side, and he will. So Nichols holds on to 3rd position in that number 3. There is the 21. Pawkins has made his way to the inside. A key and rally and all that. So he's up into 6th in that number 71. But Gore's still behind the 3. And now these two are pulling away from Nichols because of all the battling behind. And that is exactly what they want to see here on lap 45 of 84. Still plenty of time left in this one. Denton, Pawkins. Now Pawkins going to the inside here. That's for 5th. And they're going to be side by side through 3 and 4. Denton's going to get the run on the high side, and Denton will hold the position. And looks like also he's still in 5th position. Steinbach to the inside here of Rogers, and has got some assistance from William Brock. It must be nice for Steinbach to come into the series once again. And last year, of course, had a rough time, but he is having a very, very good return race. And then William Brock is having a very strong run as well after a couple of promising races that went down the drain for William Brock in that number 1. So we'll take it on board here with our points leader and race leader, Tristan Allen. We'll take a look from his rear view and look at the number 25, Julio Caesar, who at the moment has not found a way around this 14. And this 14 was really quick in practice, and I'll tell you what, it's very quick in the race. It's very quick in qualifying. Obviously grabbed the pole. And the last time Tristan Allen did win a race was from the pole. It was also the last time he grabbed a pole. So, at the moment, the way things are going, looks like he'll do it again. But of course, still a long way to go in this one. Rally has got around Pawkins once again, and Brock has gotten up into the 8th position. So, I'll tell you what, Willie Brock's been on the move a fair bit. He's going to try and get to the inside of Pawkins. He's had a strong run these last few laps, making his way through the field. Clearly they found something in the number 1 car, because teammates Diego Yepes and Charlie Davenport kind of struggled so far this weekend. Of course, Brock started from 7th and did fall back a bit early on, but he's now making his way back through the field, and Allen is starting to drop Caesar. So that's very interesting to see that Allen, such a good car at the moment, is able to drop the 25. Looking back through here, Brandon Bent's been on the move. He is now in 12th, I think, at the moment. So he was about just at the tail end of the top 20. Now he's up into 12th. So he's been on the charge since that restart. Here goes Rogers to the inside of Pawkins. Side by side off into 1 and 2. And it looks like Pawkins might be able to get the run on the high side. And he will. Steinbach watching back in there. Richard Fridge watching back in there. Tell you what, this is a good run for Richard Fridge. In the 26 Kingsford entry this week, and Steinbach drives it right back underneath of Rogers, looking to retake that spot that Rogers took away early on. And he does it quite easily too, so good signs for Steinbach in the 53. They haven't got that 53 car up and running so far this year, very competitively at least, but in the top 10 at the moment, and Bent has just breezed past that 98 with help from pushing Richard Fridge, and he might go to the inside, and he does. So Brandon Bent is on the tear, trying to make his way back up to the front of the field, and so he is now in the top 10. So currently having a good run. As you see, the battle here for 4th, Henry Gore, Colin Denton trying to find a way around the 72, but the 72 is not budging, and Nichols has pulled away from them and is trying to catch up to the front 2 guys. And Caesar, there's a bit of a gap between he and Allen, but he hasn't lost Allen totally. There is still a chance that, things could go his way. And Caesar, to be fair, I mean, we are on we're going to complete lap 52, but his his pit crew has been excellent this year. Looking back through the field, there's Charlie Davenport, I mentioned before, they have not got the setup right on that car this weekend. And he has really struggled in speed in general. Jared Owen was up there early on. He's fallen back. Ryan Benjamin in the 36 was top 10 last week and he's not really recovered very much. There's David Johnson in the 5. His first start for a fair while in that 5 entry. Good to see him back out there. Noah Clifton here in the 6. He was higher up early on. He's fallen back probably due to pit stops by the looks of it. At the moment, he is 24th behind these guys. Collins, Yepes, who has actually moved his way forward a bit more than I actually realised. So, you know, Yepes, of course, had that incident in Atlanta where he was running very strong and, you know, had that and obviously fell back. Here's Watson, currently 20th, not his best run at the moment. Eli Bright, we haven't seen a lot of Eli Bright so far in this race, but here he is. He's now up in the top 20. Good to see that for the 95. Starting to gain his composure with that car. As you see, Lee has fallen back as well, now behind the 46 of Friesen. Looking back up towards the front of the field, and I think we're going to have pit stops, and here we go. So, now it's a matter of whether these guys can make it or not, and that's a lot of cars coming down. So Alan, the race leader, Caesar stayed out. As you see, whoa, Betty Watson, an aggressive move, got into Porkins for sure, and I think he got into Brock as well. That's an aggressive move. David Johnson in the 5's already pitted, so he's just come out in front of Tristan Allen. But we'll follow him with the 14. He is the race leader. We'll see here, actually we won't. We'll cut back, make sure these guys are pitting, and they are. Caesar, Nichols, Gore, Denton, Bent, and Steinbach all pitting. I think I like the move of Allen coming down the pit road early on. And David Johnson was the only guy on pit road last time. And there goes Allen. And he's miles ahead of Kean Rowley, Benny Watson, William Brock, Richard Fridge, Porkins, Smart. All coming off the pit road. But Allen has a pretty big gap on those guys. So good pit stop for the 14 team. We'll follow here with Caesar. He was second, of course. Was the leader coming down a pit road. And we'll see here where he comes out in relation to Allen. He's going to win the race off pit road out of those guys. There is the 14. I think the 14 is going to get him here. I think he will. We'll see. There he is. Yeah, he's going to get him. He's going to breeze past him right here. And Tristan Allen is going to take this lead. And he's going to have a massive gap too. He's going to be miles ahead. And Kean Rowley's up into 3rd. Watson's up into 4th. We just mentioned he was 20th. He's now into 4th. So 16 positions on that round of pit stops for Watson. Great pit stop for the 96. But a great pit stop for this guy. Tristan Allen is miles ahead of now Kean Rowley in the 2nd position. 2.5 seconds. Close enough to it. Between the 1st and 2nd cars. There's Watson. 16 positions on that round of pit stops. Nice work by the 96 team. William Brock and Richard Fridge is in 6th position. Looking to his career best finish. 4th at Bristol back in season 3. He was a part-time driver back then. Owner driver. But you see David Johnson's moved his way up into the top 10 as well. And I tell you what, Takers had a good run last week with John Andrews at Homestead. Finished 11th. And this is a promising sign for them. To see David Johnson, although he did come down a lap before everyone else, so that's probably contributed, as you see Cody Smart going to the inside, but to see the 5 car up in the top 10, that is good news for Tanker, after what has been a pretty miserable season, to be honest, for them. They've really struggled. And so have these guys. I mean, Smart has been alright. There's Eli Bright. So Kamayassi's moved up. He was last at one point. He's now moved his way up into the top 15. Jamie Rose started last, and now she's up in the top 20. There's Denton. He fell back a lot. Dominic Anthony, of course, involved in that incident. Stapleton, Brandon Bent. Well, his good work's come undone. There is Kelly Lee. I think that's rounding out the top 20 at the moment. So, and we got an issue here for Nichols. Nichols is on pit road, and I'm not sure what the issue is, but he is stopped in his pit stall. And he is now multiple laps down, I think. And that is that. He was 3rd, of course. And I didn't realise that he actually disappeared. But he has. And now we know the reason why he's not in contention anymore. Because of that. He is 4 laps down. Tough break for Nichols. He's got his two teammates, though, second and third at the moment. Caesar and Rowley trying to hunt down, not this guy, but Tristan Allen in the 14 to see. Oh, look at the damage on the 66, and that might be why Simon Nichols is on pit road. Austin Johnson with no rear end in the Snap Fitness 66, and that might explain why the 3 was on pit road. So tough break for Nichols. That's his Nichols, of course, involved in a crash last week as well, so it's going to hurt him quite a bit. He's got his two teammates though, second and third, then Watson, then Brock. That's your top 5, and Richard Fridge in 6th at the moment. Still certainly in contention for a career best finish at the moment. Exactly the run he kind of needs to get himself into the top 16 talk. There is Steinbach at the moment, the 53. Still running in the 8th position. This is a fantastic drive for him. There's Smart. David Johnson has dropped off a little bit. He's going to fall into the clutches of Eli Bryant, who's in 11th at the moment. Good run for Bryant in that 95. Then Gore, Rogers, Yassi, Rose. That is your top 15, I think. And Colin Denton just behind them. So Fields become pretty interesting since the pit stop. But at the moment, Tristan Allen's trying to deal with these lap cars, and Simon Nichols has gotten back out there in that number 3. So that's all good. So that was good to see him. He will finish. Well, he'll try and get as many positions as he can. He is 5 laps down. But tough break for him. We might see another yellow, of course, and he might be able to gain some position from that. But that's a tough break for him. It'll be his second consecutive single-digit points finish at this rate. Allen trying to get past Noah Kim here in the 15. Lap traffic, and this would probably hurt them, or hurt Allen at least, and there are the rest of those guys behind. And the other question that must be asked is, well, can these guys make it on fuel? Allen came down on 55 last time, and so he might make it, but he might not. And these guys came in a lap later, so they'd be better off in terms of fuel. One lap less than Allen. One lap less on this last stint. So we'll see here. But Allen at the moment, he's got this pretty much in hand. He's got this race. It's his race to lose at this point. And that's what we said at Atlanta. He had a huge gap at Atlanta, of course, as well. And then we had that yellow, and that completely changed the race. So, yeah, Allen, of course, nearly won that race, finished second. So, you know, it's we'll see here. There's still plenty of time left, and we'll see. There's 3 cars in between. As you see, William Brock is now getting to the inside of Benny Watson here. This is for the 4th position. This is a great run for William Brock. He needs it. He's had a couple of bad races recently and needs to gain as much ground as possible in the top 16. And at the moment, a 4th place will do that for that McDonald's team. Watson continuing to try and fight on the outside, and that is not going to help his cause. He's going to fall back into the 96. And Richard Fritsch, who was falling off a little bit, is come right back into it. Henrik War here in the 10th position has just gotten around Eli Bright for that 10th position. Bright still be happy with 11th. Looking back here, David Johnson did fall back. Of course, he is on 1 lap older tyre, or 2 lap older tyres in some cases, but older tyres in the rest of the field. That might have a little bit of a hand in it. Now, these guys are going to catch these lap cars here, and Caesar and Rowley, they've got to hope that these guys get out of the way here, because if not, because we're on lap 71 now, we're running out of time. But these guys have closed in just a smidge. So it's not over, but those lap cars are going to make it very hard for them to catch Tristan Allen. How about this 14 team, man? They deserve it. Oh, look at the damage on Carter Friesen's car. Now, that probably explains what happened to Austin Johnson, if I had to guess. They probably ran into each other on pit road. And so Friesen now without a hood and without a front end. And he was running up in that top 20. That's a tough break, and that is not good for Friesen. He did come into this race 19th in points coming in. So, you know, there is still time to recover, but this will hurt in the point standings. Look back in here now. These guys are going to catch the lap cars. Caesar trying to get around Jared Oren here, who probably isn't very happy considering he was up there early on. No luck so far. But how about this 14 team? They've been excellent so far this year, Tristan Allen. And you see back in here, Rowley's going for second potential underneath of Caesar, but he won't get there. But back to Allen. He's had a great year. He leads the points. You know, he obviously won 6 races, but he's had a great stretch to start this year. As you see, Caesar now getting past this 91. But Allen, of course, had a great stretch last year as well to start the year. Did not get a win until Chicagoland late last year. As you see, Allen is going to close in here on Carter Friesen, who I think is well and truly off the pace. But did not get a win. Oh, they're nearly 3 wide. Be careful, guys, as you see Oren and Johnson and Kean Rowley getting into it. And Caesar, he's got to get around Noah Kim here in the 15. And so far, no luck. Willie Brock is closing in on Rowley as well. So, who knows? We'll see. But Allen here going to get past Carter Friesen. But Allen did not get a win until Chicagoland late last year. He fell off late in the season to finish 11th in points. And, well, at the moment, it's very similar to last year, except even better. So, currently at the moment, the 14 is... it looks pretty good in this one. He's got 9 laps to go, and Caesar at the moment cannot get around the 15. Rowley is going to get around this 91, I think this time. No, maybe not. The 91 is going to fight back. Jared Oren. And Brock in here as well. He's looking to try and find a way around this number 10. He's got some serious speed. This is going to be the best run Willie Brock's had all year. And, of course, he's had a bunch of top 5s in the series as well as a part-time driver. So, it's certainly not surprising to see him up there. Never won a race, though, of course. Caesar now trying to get around this 15. He's got Friesen as well. So, Allen at the moment, he's going to have 7 laps to go this time. And it's a matter of whether he can make it on fuel, because I don't think the 25 will get to him. Now, who's that in front? That's Arthur Xavier in the 59, who's ahead of Allen. He's going to run into him here pretty quickly. So Caesar here, he's got to get around the 15. Otherwise, he's not going to have a shot to win. And Willie Brock has got around Kean Rowley and all that. I didn't see that happen. So Rowley's dropped to 4th, and Brock is now up into the 3rd position. And he might get to 2nd here. He might get around this 25. We'll have to see here. But I tell you what, this 25, Julius Caesar's having... I mean, we talked about Allen and how good of a season he's had, but Julius Caesar, if he is able to hold on, be his 4th top 3 finish this year. So even if Brock does get around, as you see Kim and Friesen side by side, this is a nightmare for Julio Caesar. Allen's now got to deal with the 59 here. But if Caesar is able to hold on to a top 3 finish, it would be 4 top 3s this year for him, which is more than this guy who is currently leading this race. But of course, Allen, well, he wants to become the winningest driver in the Cup Series history. Of course, Cyrus McGee currently holds it with 11. If Allen were to win today, he would join McGee as the winningest driver with 11. And now Caesar's got around the 15, but he's too little too late. He's not going to get to him unless the 14 runs out of fuel. And if I was the crew chief up there for DW Motorsports on that 14 box, I would tell Tristan Allen to just lift and coast, because you've got a massive gap as Brock is now going for 2nd. Can he get around this 25? He will not be able to. He's going to hold on that outside. But I'd tell Tristan Allen just to coast, just to back out of it. Don't need to push so hard, because in 3 laps you've got this one in the bag. 2 seconds up, got a lot of time in hand. It's 2.23 seconds. It's going to be it's a dominating win. It's what it is. But, he's got to make it on fuel, and that's the thing. Of course, everyone else has got to make it on fuel as well, so we'll have to see. We might see guys like Caesar, like Brock, they might not be able to make it. So we'll see here. Tristan Allen, 2 laps to go here at Texas. It has not been the most interesting of races, let's be real with ourselves, but this is a dominating performance, and Tristan Allen would be very happy after coming so close at Auto Club and coming so close at Atlanta. This is going to be the perfect run for him. And I think he's going to make it here. As long as he doesn't come down this time, I think he will get this race win. As you see, Derek Hamill, he could not make it the entire way. He's on pit road. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. What a drive, what a performance, what a weekend for Tristan Allen. The last time he won in the series, Chicagoland last year, and it was just as convincing as today. He led 51 of 54 laps in that race, and as long as he makes it through 3 and 4, he will get his 11th Cup Series win and tie Cyrus McGee as the winningest driver in the Cup Series. Checker flag, Tristan Allen wins the Autodesk 500, his 11th Cup Series win. He makes it on fuel, and from the pole, Tristan Allen does it once again in the Cup Series. A dominating performance by the number 14, his first win of the season, and he extends his points lead in convincing fashion. A demolition for Tristan Allen today. He led 68 of 84. He deserves to win, and that is for certain. A great drive by him. Julio Cesar did end up getting second, so that is his 4th top 3 finish of the year, which is the most in the series, and he will move up into second in points behind the 14. William Brock got 3rd. Kian Raleigh ended up in 4th position, and Benny Watson, along with Caesar and along with Allen, now with 4 top 5s this year. So those 3 guys have had excellent starts to the seasons, and the championship standings, when you see them, will reflect that. But Tristan Allen, a dominating performance. He gets the job done. Richard Fridge, 6th place, 2nd career top 10 for him. And how about Steinbach in his return race? First race since Homestead of last year, 8th place. Well done to him. And over to the next page, Brandon Benton 13th, Rogers 14th. Jamie Rose started last and finished 15th, so great performance by her. Diego Yepes and Chris Maley in the top 20. Alexander Rowe kind of fell off there. We didn't see a lot of him in that race. He was 21 seconds off the win, so some work to be done there. Not a good weekend for Gifford Tredinkin. Porkins pitted, and so did Kelly Lee, and that is why they are 31st and 33rd. Tough break for them, and a lot of those guys back in there did end up pitting, and of course Lorenz Margaret and Nathan Norman out of the race early on. But here's the points standings. Tristan Allen leads the points by 21 over Julio Cesar, Kian Raleigh, Jake Rogers, and Benny Watson into the top 5 in points. Brandon Bent 11th, Dominic Anthony, Jamie Rose, Noah Clifton, a couple of rookies there, 13th, 14th. Cody Smart just on the outside looking in. Colin Denton moves his way up into 16th in points. Richard Fridge moves up to 21st with that performance. Great performance by him today. Stapleton, Freeze, and Kim, the Sip still right up in contention. And a lot of these guys back in here have got some work to do to get to that. Well, for some of those guys, get back into the top 35 in points. And over to the final page over here. These guys got some work to do. Thank you so much for watching the Autodesk 500 here at the Texas Motor Speedway. We will see you guys next week at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Food City Night Race. We will see you there.